Hi, for today's tear done we have this, the Intermedix RX 5000 pacemaker programmer from the Intermedix brand, famous brand of pacemakers, but I did not find anyone in my collection which is compatible with this device and which should still be in working condition with a good battery inside. So sadly we will not be able to test the pacemaker interrogating and programming feature, and I believe it is why this item is a surplus. Probably all the pacemakers it was designed for are now obsolete. Maybe you could upgrade the software to get compatibility with newer models. Not sure. So what do we have here? Suitcase thing. Well, with a handle on the top. On the front, thermal paper printer. Display with buttons around, but some of them are not actually doing anything. The pacemaker probing and programming attachment you will put on your patient chest or on the pacemaker directly before you program it, maybe before you implant it, I mean. So you have rescue mode, interrogating, programming and normal mode. On the bottom just a rubber pad which is not sticking very well. This is connected with a stringy cable here, not very long, and with a connector here. So first thing here, other feature, jog wheel here with a click feature. It is actually the only way to control the device, because the other things are not doing much. And there is here even some kind of pen you could put on the display and click, but as far as I did try, it did not work. I will try again. This one is connected here with a little RJ connector like such, and sadly it is all glued together, this thing, so I will not be able to open it with no damage to show you what we have inside. So it is all for the front. On the side here, a big connector, well, a connector that will connect to this ECG cable. So you will connect the device to your patient and be able to monitor the heart and what is a pacemaker actually doing or not. So like such, it is built in a pouch here on the back. On the rear, access panel that is not necessary to undo, because we will see what it does when I undo the wall cover. Communication ports, plug regular PS2, keyboard port, and it is all big screws here to secure the flip part. And zoom for you on the manufacturer label. So Intermedix, company of Sulzer Medica, Chemin Blanc, Le Loc, Switzerland. And yes, I have some Intermedix pacemaker which are labeled Le Loc also. So it is where they were based. And date code of March 1998. On the last side, just the mains input with a big switch and the two grounding terminals, including one banana terminal here which is gold plated. quite nice for grounding terminal, as you can see. Okay, now I will try to power it on for you and we will see what happens. By the way, to open this thing we have 5 Imperial Allen screws, very deep here. I found I can undo them with regular Torx screwdrivers, hopefully enough, because it is quite annoying. And other screws are just slotted, and inside other screws are Phillips. So a little bit of everything. The handle here, which has a lot of cracks and which is still quite dirty despite my cleaning attempts. Okay, so I will put the camera overhead and we will try to power on this thing. Here we are, but before let me show you here approximately 1/4 of my pacemakers collection. And yes, surely enough, I have some Intermedix, Le Locle Switzerland, Stride, model Q94-05, Relay Q94-03, same packaging. This one has some damage in the head part. What else? This one also. Intermedix. This one is Freeport, Texas, model Q62-12. Other ones here are not the same brand, but I have some nice stuff. The very regular Medtronics like this. I did see this one actually in a museum in Toronto. It is quite fun when you go in a museum and you see something you have at home. What else? Nothing particular in here except East German ones. Well, this one at least, Dynacor Tour Technology, made in German Democratic Republic, and then the brand was purchased by another company, and this one is more modern and written made in Germany. Okay, so just 1/4 of my collection here, more or less. It is becoming really hard to find this stuff, believe me. Okay, I put this aside and we will try to play with this. So I will just show the display for you. I am connecting the mains and I will probably cut or dim my light. Then you can see the display. Hopefully I am annoyed here with the blinking LED of my monitor LED of my camera. I will put a piece of masking tape over it because this is quite annoying actually. Try to. Okay, good. So are we ready for the power on test? And what I will do also, I will try to connect my function generator to some of the terminals on this cable and we will see if it does anything in the ECG mode. So, power on, fan is on, and it is booting apparently. Yes, I believe you can read well enough what is happening. So the Intermedix logo, the same you have here, doing stuff. We can hear definitely the noise of a hard drive. Oh, it was not doing this previously. In fact, each time I power this thing, something different happens. I hope it will work, because previously it was working. Okay, here we are, and we are welcomed with a completely German interface. And I did not find any way to modify this. Okay, what do we have? Date and time are correct. If I try to, no, it is doing nothing. So the only way to have some control here is to click the wheel here and turn it. So you can select a model of pacemaker here. And it is telling me stuff. You can actually select a whole more of them here. As you can see, it is making all weird noises also. This one is doing nothing. Special function 2, special function 3, Programmierung, Anzeige, Drucken. Ah, this is the print output. Okay, this is working. Info. No, I believe I need to do return. If I can. This wheel is really annoying to use, by the way. And there, here X5000 function. Let's try this. Okay, you will set the date and time. Okay. This is doing nothing. Automatic here. Software configuration. You can see revisions for each pacemaker model. Okay, and you can see the date code of 1987 here. Okay, and in fact not a lot else. So if I go in a type of pacemaker, normally it will load something, and yes, here you can interrogate the pacemaker. And here it is telling me, I believe, it did not detect the pacemaker, which is pretty expected. And you have a wall of special stuff. Okay. Very sad, I cannot turn it in another language. So what we can do is to go in the electrocardiogram mode, I believe. And see if it is working or not. Here you can see it did start the electrocardiogram, but so far nothing is connected to this terminal. If I touch this, actually this is definitely doing something, so I will connect it to my function generator. I take two random terminals. Oh, excuse me. A little bit of an issue here with my crocodile plugs. I was not expecting they will not be compatible. And if I turn the amplitude, yes, on my function generator, looks like it is detecting the pulses more or less. Really, more or less, but at least it is proof this part is doing something. I try other ones here, not even sure which one I am supposed to connect. Okay. And at any time you can press or select, as it is not working with other controls, Anzeigedrucken, which will print your output like such. Paper feed not working, print not working. Okay, so I believe it will be all for the this one did something, and yes, you can see here the same kind of model numbers we did see in my pacemaker collections. But I do not have the exact matching. Do not have a relay. I believe I have a relay one. Let me check again. Yes, I have a relay one. So I need to find where I can select this particular stop. Excuse me. Trying to find. Here we are, relay. And I can do apparently this, but I believe my pacemaker is this. No. What is does redundant system that is activated? So special function 1. It looks like it was actually able to interrogate this pacemaker. Wow. It is what I am understanding. So special function 1, they say. Is it telling me to wait? Not totally sure. Interesting. Let me try another time. Communication underbroken. What does this even mean? Okay, it says the communication was cut, so maybe we did just suck the last little bit remaining of power we had in the battery in this pacemaker. And it did try to communicate and then the power was cut. Okay, very nice. Can I try the other one, you believe? We tried one. Return. Do I have this one in the list? This thing is so annoying to use. It is a Stride. Do I have a Stride in this? 294. Where is it? Here. 294-05. Ah, I have 29403 relay, but not 05. Ah, here we are. Look at this. Can I select this one? It is in the list. Is it doing anything? Stride, here we are. So I can do upfrag. And I believe it did not do anything. No, this one seems not happy. Okay, it is totally expected. But quite fun to play with. So, now time to take it apart and see what we have inside. I hope it will be full of nice gold ceramic ICs and hybrids. What do you think? Maybe, maybe not. It is my expectations at least. So I will reinsert this pen here because we cannot do anything with it. It is completely glued together, so there is a click part on here and it is all. This thing here I will undo, and it is actually the first part we will open. Then I will reinsert this ECG cable in his pouch. Quite annoying. This one is long, by the way, very long even. So let me zoom out. Ah, no. Okay. As you can see, this device is quite huge. And it would be a pain to have everything in the frame at the same time. Maybe we'll, yes, I will reinstall the camera on the tripod to show you the opening sequence. And then I will reinstall it overhead. Thank you very much. Okay. So we will start with this pacemaker interface thing, because it should be quite quick and easy. So here is the connector. It is the same kind of connector you find on broadcast cameras for the lens usually. Okay, so there is a piece of rubber here that will just come off like that, and then you can undo 3 slotted screws this time. definitely imperial screws, so quite fun. This thing is made in Switzerland, but an American brand, so they did use American hardware apparently. So what do we have? We have this contraption, as expected, to RFID, well, a set of RFID coils to communicate with a pacemaker. One of them is a Litz wire. You can see a lot of very fine copper wires. The other ones are regular copper. It looks like these two ones are in series, by the way. And this is connected to this board with a few power transistors or devices riveted in place. Thank you very much. A big Nichicon capacitor, nothing on the back. And there is another little board here, another board for the keyboard feature. You can see for keys you will have a connector here and it will go here, and then it is connected to the other one with a few little terminals here, and everything in here is super annoying, as you can see, because you have to insert the pins here and you have to keep this cable in position while you reinstall the cover. Not really impressed. So no much in here. Show you another time. Okay, maybe there is some kind of amplifying of the signal from the coil or something like this. But it is definitely trying to communicate with pacemakers. Okay, so this part is done. It was quite easy and quick. The screws here have a very short number of threads to insert. Interesting. And this poor piece of rubber. Okay, so it is all for this part. Now try to open the main unit. So to open this unit, the first thing will be, I guess, to undo those two nuts here around the programmer bob thing, because connector, because I guess they will be in the way sooner or later. And in fact, I will have to work with a unit, the screen facing down, so I will not be able to reach them later, easily at least. So I prefer to undo them now. Is it even magnetic hardware or not, this thing? No, all stainless steel. Thank you very much, it is very convenient. Okay, then two of the screws are will be covered by the handle. So I need to undo the handle, which is secured by big hinge kind of screws here. And I will take the opportunity of having it removed to try to clean it better. Try to. Okay, there is a little thing here that will allow to latch in place the handle also. Okay, so here you can see again the logo of the company and the model number, and yes, it is very dirty, this thing. Not sure which material it is. Okay, then if I turn it around, now we can reach the screws, but first I have to undo also the two little standoffs here of this connector. And then we are good and ready to unscrew with, fully enough, Torx 20 will fit the Imperial Allen in here, because I did not have long enough Imperial Allen for this particular purpose. On the screws, the first time I did open it, were super very tight, so I believe it was never opened before me, so it was full of dust. But now it is a little bit better for you. Wow, this screwdriver here is barely fitting. So one thing I will not probably not tear down too much here is the thermal printer, because they are always the same. Not the most interesting thing. Okay, so with some luck now I should be able to lift the whole unit like such, and well, show you the contents. So we have bottom cover did come off with the power supply, and then here we have all the electronics. On the left the inputs interface apparently, and on the right the computer part, and here on the back control interfaces, and at the bottom the display. I can see here already very nice metal work. Wow, look at this, very well made, very strong. But first we have something interesting here in the cover. I will zoom in for you, and I will just figure out my light is not at the maximum power. Look at this, we have a whole part number and configuration record. So for each part they did right. It seems the serial number of individual parts and the test dates 98, 98, 98. Okay, with names of pupils, operator, initials. Okay, fine. Final labeling. Everyone we did control, install a part on control or something like this. Quite nice. Here we have the switch mode power supply. Seems to be a super usual switch mode power supply actually. Connected by this big wire harness here with this kind of connector here, quite hard to undo, and I guess it will not be necessary to undo it because the power supply is still secured by the number of grounding wires here, and also the fan wire. So is it possible or not to undo this thing? I am having a look. Quite a lot of work, and it looks like it is just a very regular switch mode power supply. So given it is complicated to undo, I guess I will pass on this one. Try to shine some light inside for you. Yes, I see a transformer, big capacitors, more capacitors, coils, everything very usual. But I will show you the part number of it. Here, TPI brand apparently. Model number and another part number on this label from Intermedix. Tail code 97. Okay. Serial number 342, so it is not a really big batch. Okay, but everything here is very regular, so the fan you can see here, and apparently all your switches and ground terminals will be directly connected, are part of this power supply. Okay, so this is good for it. Now we go to the interesting stuff. But for this I will put the camera again overhead. So I will do my best because the back part here is in the way and it is really not that convenient. So this board here at the bottom seems to be the actual interface to the jog wheel here. And the other stuff, so the touch screen if we have one, and maybe also the keys all around here, all around the screen, or they are connected somewhere else. Not sure. Is it worth undoing it or not? I do not think so. We have a flat cable here, excuse me for my head by the way, going to the top board here, and one other cable here going to a mystery destination back here. So let's undo it. Try to jog wheel off. It is just 4 screws. Oh, it will not work with a Torx screwdriver by the way. Again with each time 2 washers. Let's undo it and try to find out what we have at the back here. So under it is just the storage part for the pen. You can see we have some kind of bodges here. So it should be the first thing we will undo on this thing. There is a big motherboard here at the left, connecting all the computer parts, boards. Okay. Ah, of course we have a annoying speaker. And we have one other set of 2 cables. I believe they are the one going to the connector for the pen, because I do not see any other wires going in here. Yes, so the pen has only 2 wires going to it. Okay, and here you can see all the front decorative part is screwed with just 2 tiny screws. Jog wheel here, assembly, and the annoying speaker. Okay, on the back of this PCB, absolutely nothing. Okay, I will reinsert this one. All these connectors, by the way, are gold plated. And here we have probably some kind of a microcontroller, but everything is covered with labels. And here, as I said, some kind of bodge. I will try to zoom in on it a little bit for you. Configuration jumpers here, and bodge capacitors over diodes, it seems. Okay, except for it, through all parts, all surface mount parts, I mean. Okay, I will install this stuff real quick, and we will go to the next part. So I decided to undo this ground cable and remove the wall part here. It would be easier. An overview for you on the annoying power supply. And by the way, something interesting, look at this, the wall big power input connector here is also gold plated, so really nice construction here, nice quality of stuff. So what do we do next? Here is the compartment for the programmer interface thing, and here of course we have a wall printer with the paper roll. Nothing, but now I can flip this around more easily for you, and we can check it, so it is just like this. You will open the door, you have a paper roll here, passing here in the printer part, like such. There is a cable going in the door here, but I did check. It is just a little motor to actuate two wheels here under this plastic plate. There's a little electric motor and a belt to actuate two little wheels to advance the paper. And here we have the printer mechanism, which will be possible to see here and reachable from the side here. After we undo this wall board, which is the interface board to the programmer device. You can see here is the connector actually of it, and to the ECG interface of course, and also telecommunications interface. All this is connected here to a backplane, interconnecting everything. You have your keyboard connector here with a little cover. You have what seems to be some kind of FCSI. You have a memory card slot here and the computer board. So we will try with them. There is a stack of 3 boards on here. And it looks like this one is the main computer part with Intel 386 microprocessor here in this kind of particular package. Empty slot maybe for a mathematical coprocessor which is not fitted. The memory backup battery installed in 98, which is still good. Two little interesting devices here, will you see them? I believe they are crystal oscillators. Here and here, little ceramic plate with glass on the front, a window. Your regular North bridge, South bridge, I believe. Two memories sticks like this. Wow. Made in USA, okay. Ah, really? Look at this. Here the labels says made in USA, and here the circuit board says made in Japan. Okay, so maybe it is just the label itself here which was made in USA. Interesting. I will rinse this one. Okay, so nice stuff here. Quite incredible, the battery is still working. But it is not all, because we have 2 other PCBs. So I will do the same for you. I know I need to undo this part here on the side a little bit, because it will be on the way. Just like this should be enough. Okay. And I have 2 big screws here. Super long with plastic standoffs that will allow to remove the boards, which I will take no risk and I will put them in anti-static bags. Okay, so first board here, the computer one. Okay, so computer and RAM and some data interface with impressively still good battery. On the back not much. Connected with a connector like such to the mother backplane here. The next board we must have some kind of signal processing board on the storage board for the ECG at least. Crystal at 48 MHz. No connector going to this one. It is only connected to the backplane here. Okay, looks like RAM chips, these ones. So probably for storage of either the pacemaker data or the ECG data. Nothing at the back except a little bulge of weird unknown part here. Okay, it is the second one. I see here from Texas Instruments dated 86. And a lot of programmable things apparently. A whole bunch of them here also. Next layer, what is connected to this? We have here the cable going to the actual pacemaker probe programmer antenna thing. So this one is responsible for the interface to the pacemaker, so the other one must be the ECG. It will go off the same way like this. We have a few bulges wires here. Neck IC here. Mixed of through holes on the SMDs. Backside of it, some dust. Okay. So this is the board that goes to the pacemaker antenna. Then, wow, we find a lot more stuff because look at this. We have here a super rare and unexpected hard drive. Areal A1330, and believe me or not, this model of hard drive is super expensive on eBay. It looks like some people definitely need them to maintain some equipment and desperately need them, and they will sell them for this purpose in particular. I will try to disconnect this. Here it will reveal the what seems to be the power supply to the display, which seems to be a plasma display. And here we have just 4 screws that will allow the whole hard drive to lift out. So let's do it, and you can see how everything here is secured to this solid aluminium bar here. 1 centimeter square aluminium, something like this. And you have some long screws here that seem to be to some kind of puller things or handles, quite weird. So if I undo this, this will come off. Nothing to see on the rear side because they did actually cover it by a piece of PCB here on the PCB, hard drive PCB is not possible to see. It is the components are not hidden, so you can see Areal, made in 1986. I believe it is the first time ever I see this brand of hard drive. So this reveals the back side of the plasma display with a number of those chips here all around. This is probably a plasma display power supply. Let me zoom a little bit for you. Oops, I will be annoyed with the screw here. Okay. A little bit of a zoom for you on this. Planar International. Okay, goes with one cable loom to the backplane here. Big screws here securing this thing here in the corner, you can see. And well, a lot of power devices and probably special high voltage ICs here to control your plasma display. I do not think I will go any further in the disassembly here. We can see there is a strip here for the touchscreen here, which is connected here in the back, regular 4 wires thing. I did not see where are connected the keys around the actual display. Okay, so interesting. And here you can see the connectors to the boards I did remove previously. Okay, so big backplane here. Interesting. So I will reinstall those parts and then we will undo the main interface board here to the ECG and pacemaker antenna. I hope we will find good stuff on here because so far nothing very spectacular, I guess. Nice parts, but no gold ceramic ICs, regular surface mount stuff. Okay, I'm back. Everything is hopefully reinstalled correctly. Let's undo here this board here. So an interesting mix here of slotted and Phillips screws. So here is the other side of the cable going to the pacemaker programmer. I believe those two ones will not be necessary to undo. Okay, this one. And then one more slotted here. More interesting bodges here, you can see, with no diodes, they are ferrites and capacitors. Okay. So while I am undoing this, I am really wondering what I will do with this device, because it is interesting, but it is quite bulky to keep. Okay, one connector, one over here. We are good. So this is coming off, revealing the box for the cable of a pacemaker antenna. Nothing special, just screwed here in place with 4 screws. The printer assembly, is it possible to undo it without too many issues? I guess not, because we have this annoying stuff. It is Fujitsu limited module here, so all build off-the-shelf thing, but this will be super annoying to undo, so I will not deal with this. Anyways, not much to see, just a regular thermal paper printer, so probably just a thermal strip, one interface PCB, one motor, and it is all. So you can see on the backplane here they did put a big piece of foam to insulate it. Also the cables here to the printer seems to be shielded. This cable here should come from the keys, I believe, for the keys here. Okay, but the most interesting part here is this board. So let me get this out of the way. And look at this piece of insulator. Okay, at least there is one nice thing. So interesting construction. The connector to your pacemaker programmer thing. First, when I did receive a device, I did believe it was a screw connector, so I did try to turn, and nothing happened. And then it is just a pull thing. Interesting filter devices here. And yes, the two blind nuts I did remove previously. And really it is not necessary to undo the screws here because it should just loosen those two standoffs here. Okay, then we have the ECG cable plug. Big plug here with this plastic bracket. And interesting enough contraction on the cable, super mega large zip tie here, or zip tie-ish thing, securing ferrite, and then the cables passing here through more ferrites and then through those resistors here for patient insulation. And all this going here and being apparently digitalized in this Burr-Brown device. IS or ISO 107. I did research it on internet and I did not find anything. It is apparently a ceramic sandwich with gold legs. So most probably analog to digital converter for special for ECG. So probably an insulating converter also, something like this. Because yes, you can see the insulation in the tracks. You have a clear path here with nothing. You have optocouplers here, a whole bunch of them, but optocouplers will not provide power to the circuit here. And this, so maybe it is actually insulated power supply for this. Either insulated analog digital converter or insulated power supply, but as I believe those are just optocouplers, there is no other path for power going in this thing. I do not think you can expect it to be only powered by the power of ECG, the voltage coming from ECG probe, so this must be where the power goes in a safe way for the patient. You can see very nice insulation here. Here we have telecommunication ports. Yes, it is not terribly good to have the probably comms port and maybe telephone modem to the near like this of ECG. Maybe you are not supposed to use both of them at the same time. Not sure, but interesting contraption here for the connector. Interesting work, really. Also gold plated one, you can see. This one also, so spare no response. This big protective protection ear device, Ceramite, rated 3 kilovolts. Okay, so at least we have a good surprise here with this thing, but I guess it is all what we have of a real interest in this device. The other stuff is quite boring, I guess. Nothing spectacular. I mean, except the construction itself, in fact, with all the part numbers written everywhere on the big label in the cover with the name of everybody assembling the device. Quite interesting. But, well, it is what it is. So this will go back in position like this. Very tedious wires to install. I am not even sure what this one is for here. Must be the one for the Pepper Advance motor in the door. Let me show you it. I will just reinstall this, put back the screws, and I will check the printer advance motor. Okay, and it will actually be the last part of this video. So the roll of paper comes off like this, and just there is a cover here, but it serves no purpose except of being annoying. So you can see the two side pieces here that will allow adjustment for the paper roll. And they did provide, thank you very much, the model number of the paper roll. You have to pre-order here. Well, at least this is in several languages. And here you just have a little setup like this with super tiny motor actually. Round rubber belt that will turn this thing here, so just to help the advance of the motor, I guess, because there is obviously another motor here in the main unit. So, well, quite weird how it is done, this thing. You can see how they did more or less budge it in here. Looks like the last minute idea. They did just figure out that the paper was not advancing easy enough the thing, and they had to add this. But at least it is a lot of imperial screws. Almost the same ones you would find in aircraft equipment, in fact. So, I will put this back together. So the question now for me, do I keep or do I scrap this thing? It is not easy to store. It is interesting for sure. Not not sensational also, and of course mistake here. This part goes first. Very annoying always. Okay, it is what is actually retaining this shaft in place here. And here just a little springy part for the motor. Well, not impressed with this construction here. Looks like really last minute add-on. we had to do something in this cover, and let's botch something real cheap and quick. Not very impressive. Also a lot of plastic parts everywhere. Oh, really? Well, you get the idea. Okay, the item is back together. Now that big test. After reassembly, is it still working or not? Terrible suspense here. I did take care to reconnect everything and all. So, what do you think? At least the fan is working. And it is still doing the boot process. So, seems good so far. There is one more thing I want to show you. Oh, I did not reconnect the probe. Maybe it will give an error for this reason. Which way? Quite annoying thing, this plug. Okay. Not happy. Error 22. Okay. Maybe it is because of a probe. I will. Well, the thing here. Not even sure how to call this. Let's try another time. The process. No idea of which operating system it will be in this. Seems to be very custom thing. Hard drive noise. Okay, seems to be happier this time. Okay, it is working. So there is one extra thing I wanted to show you. Where is it? It was in one of the menus. Here maybe. Yes, in this selection you have apparently to there is a key here you have to provide probably to the customer service, and they should return you another key to enter in here, because if you type this particular number, obviously it does not work. That will unlock all special functions, so maybe it is where you will be able to select the language. It is really annoying with jog wheel, believe me, because you have to press at the same time. If you turn a little bit when you press, it will change. And the wow. If I put the 4 here, yes, okay. Only for intermediates, but then what else? What else? Does it unlock things? Do not believe. Okay. Okay, you get the idea. Quite annoying, but apparently there is a whole hidden side of the here is a company you have to call to get your help. I'm not sure they are replying anymore to the phone and this phone number. Okay, so it will be all for this video. Power off, and I was not reinstalling the paper in here seems to be a real pain, so I did not do it. Like this. Okay, I was expecting something worse actually, but there is the button here that will release the pressure on the rollers, and then you will be able to advance your paper. Maybe there is another one missing here, not sure. Okay, so it will be all for this video. No idea of what I will do with this stuff, but at least thanks for watching. Bye bye.